Hi everybody, it's Kim from Creating It Vintage by Kim. This is my segment on Craft Around the Clock today. Sorry I was a little late. I'm watching the time, trying to pick out things for our craft today. Lost track of time. Shame on me, huh? So today I have this is just a wooden, came this color, just plain wood, Kleenex box. And I have all these different decoupage tissues. And I'm going to use the newsprint because some of these other ones, like this is beautiful, has roses on it, but it's like for a big piece. So if you put it on something little, it's not going to really look nice at all. So it says, no, I think I ordered this from Amazon. This was a while ago. It's redesigned and it says tissue paper. But hi Tracy. Hi Lisa. Hey, Kathleen. So we're doing a Kleenex box today. So this says tissue paper from Redesign. But when you open it, it's, I don't know what this is. It's not tissue paper. It's almost like, you know what it reminds me of? Fabric sheets from like the dryer. Okay, now I gotta watch this side's the side to open it. Let me get that back in there again. It's a little warped. I should have left that down. It's going to take me a while to get this back in here. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Lori. This is where you open it to get your Kleenex in, but it's warped right here where it fits in that piece. I've had this for a long time. And I think this is the part that needs pushed out a little. And this part needs pushed in. There we go. Oh, all right, let's do this side first before I do that again. So this is just a tissue paper, newspaper print. And look how big the print is on this one too. So this would be beautiful on a big piece of furniture. But you could also use it on something little. The print's not that overpowering. And I'm going to start. I really don't want to waste any of it. So we could wrap it around. Let's just try that instead of cutting off all the sides and stuff. All right, so I really love that rose though. I'm thinking. I'm thinking, because I don't want to waste it, but I do like that rose. But if I cut up this way and that way, it's going to all probably not lay right. Those are bigger prints. Okay, so let's do this. I am going to trim this, so we don't have that whole bulk going around. And as I trim it, because if you follow me, I cannot cut a straight line. I'm going to do it as I'm wrapping it around here. So, and then we could just use our sander to get the extra material from the top off when we're done here. Okay. Still not going to be a straight line, I could tell you that right now. But we won't have all this bulk to play around with. Okay, so let me set this aside. How is everybody today? Hi, just Jackie Crafting. Hi, Jackie. How is everyone? All right, so I'm going to get that lady Ay, ay, ay. There's so many pieces I like of this. And her head's gonna be cut off if I do it that way. Oh well, we might have to cut her little head off. All right, guys, let's go back to where we started. So I have my Mod Podge, and I'm just going to put it in a different container here. But I don't know what the material is called, because it's not like fine tissue paper. It's called tissue paper, though. Does anybody else use this? Hi, Barb. I see your name, but I didn't see you come on in. Welcome. Now, usually I'll cut all 4 sides. You know, like I'll sand the edges. And I might end up doing that instead of wrapping this around. Get that little piece out there. So I'm just going over it with Mod Podge. And sorry about that truck. It's a you can feel the Mod Podge going through the material. But it's a strong material. Let's see if it tells us. Nope, it just says tissue paper redesign, the newsprint. And this also, when I've used this before, it takes a lot more Mod Podge than normal. And it takes a few minutes for it to hold down. And it seeps through. Don't worry about that. Get that from underneath. All right. I remember now, that's why Barbie's been here from the start. You know, Facebook only lets you see so many comments, or I might not be looking up at the right time. All right. I think I am going to wrap this because it's pulling up, and if I sand it, I think it'll mess it all up. So let's just wrap. And then we'll just sand the top. All right, so let's do side number 2 here. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day today. Hi, Lavender and Lace with Lori. Welcome in. Guys, if you're not following my friends, make sure you give them a follow. And I hope you're a member of Craft Around the Clock. It's a wonderful group. And you can watch us all. And you can watch us all day long, and you just refresh your page. You can't beat that. And it's free. It is free. All right, see that already bubbled there. Let's see. All right. Nope, see the edge? The edge is bubbling. I think I'm going to have to fight this a little. All right. There we go. And it's hard because you want to pull on it, but if it's not really adhered, you can't really pull on it. This is giving me a run for my money. Sure is. I'm going to put a little bit more Mod Podge here to hold it down a little better. That part was coming up. And see, it's seeping right through. I'm okay with that. But just so you know, it'll go through your hands. It's very porous. And let's dry this side a little. Now, Facebook has just let me know who's watching, and it's saying the same name repetitively. So, if you guys are, making comments, I'm sorry I can't see them all. Silly Facebook is up to its games again. This is going to be cute and just simple. Excuse me. And the thing is, with this newspaper print, it can kind of go in anybody's decor. And but we are going to zhoosh it up a little. You know that. All right. Okay. Let's get this side. I don't know if you guys could see me. I'm putting a thicker layer of Mod Podge down. And before I did come live, I did paint this white. You could paint it a cream color. Probably would have been a little better than the white. Oh, itchiness. But cream or white works very well. So you can see your print better. Oh, I think I see a comment. I'm going to tug a little and flatten it out and hold it. Oh, Belinda, you're crafting while you're watching. Good for you. That's what I usually do. That is exactly what I do. I love to do that because then you could hear other people talking and creating and look up when you want, right? But you get a lot of stuff that you want to make done. All right, that really was seeping through there. So let's try that a little. See, I cut her little head off, but that's okay. I think if I did each side separately, I would be able to get the exact print I wanted. And this is, when I'm using the dryer on this, it's not really drying the whole page real well, but it's drying it enough to hold it in place so I could get the next panel done. And this is the last panel. Okay. And I've had this piece for a while, and there were a lot of folds in it, but if you just like stretch it a little bit, you don't have those folded lines. All right. Make sure we get the edges here and the corners and all that good stuff. And okay, I'm going to stretch it a little. There we go. That's the way to do it. I can feel some of it coming out, some of the Mod Podge. And let's get this edge down again because this is the final edge that we're going to, there we go, sand it off. And Megan Springstead, welcome. Hi, Laura. All right. So if you guys ever order this, don't be fooled by the name tissue paper, because it is not. It is really like fabric sheets. See, now that came right up, so let's get some more Mod Podge in there. Okay. And you can see it all seeping through, but that's okay. That's what we want. So I'm going to have to probably fix, you know, a heavy sander grade here to sand this off. This little piece here just doesn't want to stay down. And that's what we're going to sand. You love the paper, Cindy? Thank you. I do too. And it's pretty thick. Now, when they have it pictured, it's beautiful on this piece of furniture, which is what drew me to it. You see that piece of furniture? And I do have another one, because I did have like a little, well, it's a drawer. It's a furniture about this high, and it has drawers on it, which is what I was going to use on there. And since that's been a year and I haven't done it yet, I figured let's try it on this little Kleenex box, and we'll go from there, right? I have to order more, I will. So let me see if I have any. Okay. Let's see if this one's good enough. This is an 80. I might have to, I have another pack over there. Yep. It works. And it's very fibrous. Okay, so that doesn't look bad on that edge at all. Okay, let's start here. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. In Pennsylvania, it's so nice. It's like in the 70s. But I will be honest, it feels like it's going to rain. I don't know if it is. I have to check the weather. Because I could usually tell if it's going to rain because I get headaches. And I'm getting a headache. So it's probably going to rain. Even if it's a light drizzle, I can tell. Okay, here we go. Isn't that pretty? I am loving it. Now we got to figure out, let's see, which side. This is where I started and it opens because I need a, let me grab this over here. Oh, wrong thing. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. I just bought this the other day. Okay, so let's see if I could just easily cut. There we go, where it opens. So we could put our Kleenex in there. And it would help. Oh no, I'm using the right side. I was going to say it would help if I'm using the right side of the blade. I was never good with these blades. So bear with me. Okay, and then there we go. All right, now we're going to take a while to close it. I could close that later, but we got the little part into open to put the Kleenex box in. This is a pretty nice blade. Usually the ones I get when I go to use it, the blade falls out, or this is a Tim Holtz little blade I just got. Okay, that's the first time I used it. I'm happy. All right, now, what are we going to do with the top? Should we? Put seeds. All right, let's try it, and if it doesn't work out, we'll paint it. All right, so what time do I have till 3:15? Okay, so we are very good on time. I'm holding this where I want it because there was a little print. Okay. Let me cut this little part off here so this doesn't get in my way. So how many people, I was going to do another Easter thing. I'm almost done doing Easter. I love Easter though. I'll probably do a few more items. I made a lot. For those of you guys that follow me, know that I opened a booth up with some of my items to sell. And I made a lot of Easter things. So that was fun. And the lady that has us there says I could probably go live one day and have a sale from the booth there, from the shop. So that'll be fun. So, still figuring things out. And I never had a booth before, so this will be interesting. Has anybody else ever had a booth before? Or does anybody have one? Oh, see, I'm not seeing comments again. Doggone it. I'm just seeing who's watching, and it's the same person over and over and over again. Well, it comes in threes, it looks like. So I'm not ignoring you guys. It's Facebook. Okay, so now this is going to be tricky because it's not adhered all the way yet. Guys, oh my God, I love this. Oh, I love it. I don't think I ever cut anything like that before so easily. I didn't even need to make a line in the middle. I really thought I'd have to go in with my sander. Wow. Look at that. Wow. I should have painted this like a beige color. Okay. Get that one little piece. Okay, and then let's go around the edge here. Oh, still no comments, guys. I apologize. It's silly Facebook. Okay, so when I'm sanding this, it usually doesn't happen. Let me show you. With this type of product here, this is coming off a little bit. You see that? So I'm going to just go back and put it on. You had one 6 months, Crafty Hawk Mom. You need to put your first name in because I'll make sure I'm following you too. You had one for 6 months before the business closed. I did get that comment. Did you like it? I'll tell you what, it's fun decorating, but it's a lot of work moving everything over there. And like I told my husband, once we get all the we got all the big pieces and stuff over, it shouldn't be as bad, you know. We'll just have to keep switching inventory for different holidays. But I did make a lot of Easter stuff even off, not live, just a whole bunch just to take over. And a lot of other things that I did were candles. I love the flameless candles, and I did decorate them a lot. And they're really cute, if I might say so. All right, save these pieces. But that turned out pretty nice. So let me put my sander back so I don't get anything on that. And like I said, if you're going to use this paper, use don't use white. Use a beige type color, a creamy color like the paper. I'm just going around and sealing this with some Mod Podge pieces that came up. That's my only thing I wish I did different on here. Of course, I wasn't sure what I was putting on here. Hi, Kepany. I did see your comment there, but I'm not seeing all of them. Okay, let me make sure that that's adhered. And I might have to go back and make sure these are all down. All right, now let me put a little bit more on the corners and the top. I'm not sure if I'm going to seal the whole thing. I don't know if you really have to because, like I said, most of the Mod Podge leaks out. because the paper is very porous. However, if this has a Kleenex box in it, the top part of it, pulling the Kleenex, I don't want the top layer to come off. So let's make sure that's really on there. Oh, thank you, Lori. Come in under your business page so everybody can make sure we're following you. And create beautiful things. All you guys do. Okay, and down here, extra protection there. All right, so let's get some of that dried, and I don't think I need to go over. If I feel like I need to go over the whole thing with this sealer, I'll do that after my live. And I think we're going to get some paint and paint right in here a little creamy color. Because you can see the white, and I don't like it. I don't like seeing that white. I need cream on there today. And here. But the feel of it, like now that it's done, is really nice. I'm going to have to... Are you guys able to see this real well? I'm going to have to bring my camera down lower and switch my camera a little bit. And the reason I have it up high is because the room I'm in, if it's not up high enough, I can't get reception. You know, that silly thing, reception. I can't get in the internet. Hi, Cindy. I do see that comment. Sharon, thank you. I see a few comments here and there. And this is sealing up really nice. Let me get this bottom part here. And I do think I'm going to go round and seal the whole thing again. Okay. All right, so I am going to get, sorry about that. Did I open this one yet? No. I have 2 burlaps. I meant to grab another color, order another color. I ended up ordering 2 burlaps. Thank you, Laura. So I'm going to paint. This is Dixie Belle Chalk Paint Burlap. And I do love that. I'm going to paint the inside of this. I'm going to take the whole thing out. And I'm going to paint this burlap color. I'm going to wipe some of that Mod Podge off. Oh my gosh, much better. Can you see the difference? There's the white and there's the burlap. All right, I'm happy. I'm happy. So I'm not going to paint the inside of the box, obviously. You won't see that, but you will see this when you pull it out to put your tissue in. Okay, make sure I'm not dripping. Okay, so that part's painted. And let's paint this. And I don't know where I found this Kleenex box. Actually, I think I do remember. No, it was Goodwill. And anytime I see a Kleenex box, I usually pick it up. It's one of those things I really like decorating. And everybody needs a Kleenex box. Now this is a light one. It's wooden. And I like those heavy metal ones because when you pull your Kleenex out, the whole box doesn't come with it. And they're so much fun to decorate. And I made one for my kids and matched, you know, their color schemes, and they're fun. All right, I don't want that. It's like going on too thick there. All right, see how much nicer that looks pulling out, you know, when you pull that out than this. Okay, I hope you could see the difference there. Let's dry that. Oops, I see a spot. There we go. And I could sit this aside and dry. Whoops. While we finish. Oh, you know what? There's a lot of words on it. The print's perfect. This part here is coming up. See that? So I'm going to have to go back over it with some Mod Podge. I have paint on my brush now, so I can't do it. And make sure those pieces are down. But I'm going to seal it on the top part, so they'll be down. And I'm not seeing any comments again. Ugh. Every time I say that, then 1 or 2 comments pop up. Okay, we don't have much more time. So what I was going to do is I had these clay, they're little clay embellishments that I was going to put on top here. I don't want to cover that. Well, let's paint that the same color as this burlap. And let me sit this aside so that can dry. Well, let's see if we're going to put that on there or not. When this is these are molds that I made with the instant resin, and it dries white. If you heat it up, it will bend a little bit. So if you're, it won't bend a lot, but it'll bend a little bit if you need to adhere to something that's not totally flat. And I'm going to have to start doing some more of these resins. Let me get this off of there from Sandy. I really like the instant. But when I paint these, I make sure I paint the back, because if a little bit of the back comes up a little bit, you don't want to see that bright white. So paint your sides real good and the back of it. I guess we should have done one side at a time. Silly me. Right? Ugh. Okay, let's just sit that there. Let's do this. Oh, still no comments, guys. I hate to keep saying that, but I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you guys, because I'm not. It's not as much fun when I can't see comments. I know I've said this before with this Facebook issue that's been happening to all of us. When I first started going live, that's what scared me the most, is reading the comments. And now that's like my favorite part, is reading comments and talking to you guys. That used to be my scariest. Okay. Let's try this a little. And then we're going to wax it. For 10 minutes, we're good. And you don't have to get the back side real nice, You just don't want, when you glue these down, which you guys probably know, it does not glue perfectly flat. You just don't want to see that bright white. And see, this is bending just a tad. Not much. And I made these last year. I'm going to sure I get all that white covered. And then we're going to wax them. These are pretty embellishments. And if you want to know what mold I use, just ask in the comments and I'll get back to you. I can't remember which mold this was. I usually have IOD molds. Oh, I see one. I see a comment. Nope, it just says is watching. And Barb welcoming everybody. Thank you, Barb. And Laurie says pretty paper. I did see that. Okay, so now I want to get my Type On Quick and Thick, my favorite. Get my, oh, before we do that, let's wax this. So I use my Bear Wax, antique wax. Let me lift this up here. I don't think I want to put any on here. Do I want to get the edges a little bit? See, I'm afraid if I put this on here, it might show all the imperfections more than, it might hinder more than help, if you know what I mean. So I'm getting the bulk of the wax off here. All right, let me wipe this off. Okay, I like that. And you want to make sure you get the sides. And you can make it as light or as dark as you want. Okay. Okay. Wipe some of that off. All right, then okay. Still no comments, girls. I think that's pretty on there. It's a little different brown, but I think it's going to be pretty. It's simple. Okay. So I use Type On Quick and Thick. And let me get my hands clean, because you can apply it with one of these, which we could try, but it seems like I always end up using my fingers. And you want to get it all the way to the edge. It will dry clear, and you can rub it out with this, but I always use my fingers, especially like the little end there. And hold it there for a couple minutes, and we'll get the other one. And this is where, if your piece is warped or a little, you know, not as flat on the bottom, you really have to hold it for a while. Now, I used this technique on another Kleenex box a while back, and I didn't like what I put on, so I was going to redo it. I couldn't get these off, so it sticks pretty well. And if you see a little bit of it seeping, you get your fingernail in there or a toothpick, or don't worry about it, it will dry clear. Okay, so let's get a little on here. Oops. Just a teeny bit more there. Can't believe how fast the time went already. All right, I want to get that end. So make sure you get all the edges, okay? Now I have that one that way. Do I want... Yeah, I guess I put it on the wrong spot. I wanted them this... To get it in the wrong spots, but we're going to go with it. I didn't want to color the word seeds, And I was going to do it in these corners, but I wasn't paying attention. Okay. All right, let me wipe my hands. And I store my Type Bond upside down. And I've never had a problem with that. All right, let me get this off my fingers. Get a little bit of that glue off of there. Now, you could also, now if you like bling, of course you can bling it up. You can leave it like this. But I think I'm going to make a little bow or something on here. I haven't decided. See, now the edges are still coming up a little bit. So when I go over this, since it's porous, and seal it all, that won't happen because the top's down pretty good and I did seal the top. So make sure you seal it. That's what I would do. And like I said, I've never, if somebody else has a better idea, let me know. I've never worked with this. Well, I have, but I've never did a small project that the piece, like the ends are coming up. So, oh, this has paint on it. I'm gonna go back with Mod Podge or sealer all over it. It's kind of pretty like it is, nice and simple. Oh, I only have 2 minutes, so I don't even have time, I don't know, to make a bow. I was just going to make like a little cream bow, but I'm not sure if it needs it. So let me show you something else real quick in the last couple minutes that I'm working on. I had this picture frame that I colored, just something to think about. And I coffee stained tobacco cloth the other day. I have a whole bunch of them. And I will put them for sale on my page. I have 3 for $15, but whatever. Then I glued Mod Podge this tobacco cloth down, and I did some oh gosh, I'm a loss for words, girls. Whoops. The IOD transfers in fairy tale florals. Oh my god, they're beautiful. And I just did that on the fabric. Is that not beautiful? And I'm not done with it. So I was going to do something like that today, but I couldn't find another frame. But these kind of like all... Then I did it also on a tin can, which I'm not done with too. But isn't that a good idea? So the last couple minutes, I'll leave you with that thought. And I hope you enjoyed this today. And make sure you join Craft Around the Clock and check out all the creators. Okay, guys, have a good day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.